Hi guys, welcome to iMac 1 month review. In this review, basically, we are going to test iMac and its performance after using it for a month. So, as you can see, I have opened so many tabs. I mean, we have Mail running, we have Safari, then we have After Effects, Premiere Pro, Media Encoder, ScreenFlow, lots of tabs, and you can see every application, every tab I have opened quite a few windows here. So this is 1499 model. So this comes with 8 GB RAM and 1 TB Fusion drive. I think this is the minimum you should go for. The models without Fusion drive are going to be slower. With Fusion drive, it's not as fast as you may expect or you may like, but it's at least manageable. You can work with it. It's not very slow. So, and if you really want a very fast machine, then you should go for SSDs. I have chosen Fusion Drive because for me, storage capacity was priority. Uh, Depending upon your preference, you can customize it. So the default model is 1499 plus taxes, and I think it's a very good deal if you are looking for a good machine which can perform well with video editing or development, for all those kind of purposes. Because for development, your machine doesn't require too many resources. For that, you can even go with machines which are lesser compatible or capable than this. But I think it's better to go with this machine if you are planning to buy an iMac. Now, the only question is between 21.5 or 27-inch monitors, and it depends upon your preference. I preferred this because 27 was way bigger for me. I usually get headaches if I work on that, so I went for this option. But yeah, if you are looking for bigger monitor, then it's better to go with 27-inch screen. But having said that, as far as performance is concerned, at times when you are working on multiple applications, you may experience a bit lag, but I will say, well, within expectation. I mean, if we are working on multiple applications and there are so many tabs open, then it's fair to assume that it is going to take a toll on the performance. But for regular usage, normal usage, I don't think you will have any problem. So in this case, let's open this Premiere Pro. We will I recorded a video using my Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge, uh, and the setting was HDR, so resolution is quite high. So we can see by adding few effects and see how this machine perform while having other high demanding applications running on the computer. So let's get that video here. um, I have recorded quite a few, so let's use this one. So this video, we are going to add few basic effects, and then we are going to export it so you can see how much time it takes. I'm not going, I mean, you can see it's quite grainy, and if I use effects like some stabilizer, then it will take a lot of time. But so let's avoid that, but go with some other effects, some audio effects like let's choose few audio effects here. Yes, let's apply, and you can see it's not very slow. We can it doesn't take much time, there is hardly any lag. Then I can apply some other, let's use vocal enhancer. You can see that editing is fine. So as I've said, if you are looking for a good machine in $1,500 and portability is not a major concern for you, then I think it's a very good machine. Because when you look at MacBook Pros, and then you get into a different direction. You're talking about laptops, and you also have other options like Dell XPS and few models from Lenovo. So whether it's Windows versus Macintosh, because you have multiple options in terms of value. Dell and other Windows options can deliver more value, whereas a MacBook Pro 17 1800 MacBook Pro may not deliver that kind of value. But if you are in desktop, then there is no question, it is one of the best machine. If you go for other all-in-one applications, whether you are talking about Lenovo or HP, all of them are in the same range. So in this range, I think this is one of the best option you have. Let's apply some other effect. What about this one? Let's add this one. Oh, film stocks. Anything here? I mean, I'm just trying to, show you how it behaves after adding these effects. So you can see there is no issue with the video here. And let's try to export a YouTube 4K video. That will further show if there are any problems. So let's say we want to do YouTube 2160 4K. Let's queue it. And now it's a 4K video, so 4K is bound to take longer than average full HD video. So, but depending, I mean, in comparison, I think it is really good. So, I have been using it for a month now. I have tried it with multiple options, different applications, more tabs, less app, or vice versa, and I never had an issue. So if you are looking to buy it, I think you can't go wrong with this. Just try to spend more time playing with it. You can visit any Apple store and see how it is coming for you. I mean, because there are 21.5 and 27-inch options, so you can just see. Because I have seen that there are few people for whom this 21.5 is kind of smaller screen. So that's why it's important to use it first before you make the purchase. Other than that, if you have any question, leave your comment. Thank you.